Y'all. Donald Trump is back to posting. Now, yesterday it was being reported that Donald Trump had gone missing for a solid 24 hours. He eventually showed up at some events that he had scheduled late yesterday and last night, but he refused to take any questions from the press. And this morning, Donald Trump is mad, mad, mad. He's calling for investigations into a whole bunch of people. Let's read his post over on Truth Social, shall we? Donald Trump posts, "The Democrats are doing everything in their withering power to push the Epstein hoax again, despite the DOJ releasing 50,000 pages of documents in order to deflect from all of their other bad policies and losses, especially the shutdown embarrassment where their party is in total disarray and has no idea what to do." Let's break that statement down, shall we? Now it's an Epstein hoax. Donald Trump, you campaign on releasing the Epstein files. But now that we're finding out that you're all up in it, now it's an Epstein hoax. And the 50,000 pages that the DOJ released are the 50,000 pages that we've already seen. And deflect from what bad policies? It's the Republicans that have control of the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the Supreme Court. These are your policies, Donald Trump, that has our economy in shambles. It is your party, the Republicans, that is in total disarray because of these bad policies. Correct me if I'm wrong, Donald Trump. Just over a week ago, Republicans suffered major losses across this country at the ballot box, Donald Trump. The shutdown is your embarrassment, Donald Trump. Republicans control the House, the Senate, the presidency, and the Supreme Court. Moving on with his post. Some weak Republicans have fallen into the clutches because they are soft and foolish. Epstein was a Democrat. You know what, Donald Trump? You also were a Democrat. What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? Absolutely nothing. It has everything to do with you, Donald Trump, being all up and in between these Epstein files that are coming out. But Donald Trump says Epstein was a Democrat, and he is the Democrats' problem. I beg to differ, Donald Trump. Epstein is very much a problem for you. His files, they are very much a problem for you. Moving on. He says not the Republicans' problem. I beg to differ, Donald Trump. You being the leader of the Republicans and you being all up and through these Epstein files makes you a problem for the Republicans. Moving on. Ask Bill Clinton, Reid Hoffman, and Larry Summers about Epstein. They know all about him, as do you, Donald Trump. As do you. He goes on to say, don't waste your time with Trump. Oh, no. Oh, no. I hope that the journalists and the reporters continue to ask you all of the questions when it comes to your name being all up and through these Epstein files. I don't view it as a waste of time at all. He ends this post with, "I have a country to run." But wait, there's more. Like I said, he's mad, and he's got more to say. Donald Trump posts over on Truth Social. Now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, I beg to differ, Donald Trump. You are very much a Republican. It very much involves you. Let's start over, okay? Now that the Democrats are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try and deflect from their disastrous shutdown. The shutdown is Donald Trump's shutdown, Republicans' shutdown, and all of their other failures. I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with our great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, J.P. Morgan Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with them and him. That is code for I'm going to try to get the heat off of me and have it placed onto these other individuals. If they are guilty, they deserve to be taken down. But Donald Trump, we are not going to forget that you too are a part of Jeffrey Epstein and whatever trafficking scheme he had going on with young girls. Moving on with this post. This is another Russia scam with all arrows pointing to the Democrats. No. You promised during the campaign trail that you were going to release the Epstein files, Donald Trump. You campaigned on it. Other Republicans campaigned on wanting the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. And here we are. Even though you tried to stop it, the Democrats found ways around it because the Jeffrey Epstein estate is still up and functioning. And if the Department of Justice won't release their files, the Jeffrey Epstein estate is more than willing to release their files. And the Democrats have been working with the Jeffrey Epstein estate to try to get down to the bottom of this here conundrum that you have. Moving on with the post. This is another Russia scam with all arrows pointing to the Democrats. Records show that these men and many others spent large portions of their life with Epstein and on his island. Stay tuned. As did you, Donald Trump. As did you.
Well, I did just ask the Department of Justice if, in fact, Attorney General Pam Bondi will investigate Bill Clinton as directed by this current president of the United States. I think this post is important in two different contexts. Number one, the president is suggesting that this should be a Democratic problem, this being Jeffrey Epstein, citing Larry Summers, who was also named in those direct email correspondence on Tuesday between him and Jeffrey Epstein, suggesting that women had a lesser IQ than men, for instance, but also talking about women. This is a moment, though, where the president seems to be acknowledging that the American public may not have all of the documents relevant to having a full understanding of a series of individuals' personal ties to Jeffrey Epstein, and perhaps maybe not relationships that were criminal in nature, but ones that would suggest that they were at least aware of Jeffrey Epstein's unlawfulness and sex assault or trafficking of girls. But I think that this gets at the heart of why there are so many public calls among Republicans and Democrats and voters around the country country to release these files. And that is because the Department of Justice, under the Biden administration and under this Department of Justice, have maintained that they are not releasing documents so as to protect individuals who they have been unable to prove engage in unlawful activities. And yet what we have heard from victims and their lawyers who have spoken out is that they want a full reckoning, that this is such a large case that the names of individuals, even if it is embarrassing and perhaps not criminal in nature, that their names should be released. So now the current president of the United States, who has blocked through his Department of Justice the release of these files so as to suggestively protect individuals that did not engage in criminal conduct, he is now suggesting here on this Friday that Democrats who are named, including the former president, Bill Clinton, should in fact more documents be released and investigated. So effectively, if you are a Democrat, you should not receive the same protections as he himself, a Republican, who is also in the middle of all of this, should receive.
Release it all. We don't care if the culprits are Democrat or Republican. We don't care. Release it all. But Donald Trump, you do care. So you want to distract from you and try to put the spotlight on other people. All of y'all are roaches. And the light is turning on. There won't be any hiding spots for any of y'all. It's getting good, y'all. Let me know your thoughts.